Hello everyone and welcome to the video. I'm Emmanuel, I'm a Boeing 737 pilot and a member of PMDG's tech team. Today we finally have the chance to do another one in the failure series that I started my channel with and that has been very popular, but that I haven't found too much time of. So we are approaching Frankfurt in a two-way flight coming from Marsa Alam, and for the specialists among you, you are going to notice that the registration in this airplane is not of a TUI airplane. That's because there is no TUI livery in the beta, and I'm recording this with a pre-release version. Nonetheless, I hope that you are going to enjoy this one. I'm not going to go into any further details as to what is going on and what is going to happen. All that I am going to say is that we are going to have some great fun today. Jet for Bravo, left lane 300, descent 4000, QNH 1009er, and at 6000 will reduce speed to 50. 220 or greater to Jet for Bravo. Right, set. 4000 feet checked. Set altimeter 1009, passing 7200, descended 4000, no flaps, stand altimeter set. Let's go ahead and do a first check then. Frequencies 111.15 on both sides. Rings around runway 25 left, 10 miles and 4 miles. Items in your Foxtrot Sierra Whiskey. Standby instruments are set and the course is 247. Approach checklist. Altimeters and instruments, set and cross-checked. Approach rates, checked and set. Approach checklist complete. Track required. Let's first get our speed back to 50. We had a speed restriction from our traffic control earlier on, so I'll reduce that. Okay, I'll reduce the speed to 20 knots as clear by ATC. Jet for Bravo, left heading 280, cleared LS 25 left. Lovely sunset, isn't it? Speed brakes going back in. Cleared for the ILH. We have good sensing, Warlock is armed. Level change, flaps 1, speed checked. I'll help it a little bit again. Watch armed. Localizer capture. Blast off capture. Heading 248, 5000 feet set. Now let's not get too slow here, we'll keep it at 200 for now. And flap 5. Jet for Bravo established.
Jet for Bravo, speed 170 until 5,
170 until 5, knots final to Jet for Bravo. Jet for Bravo, can we make that 170 knots or greater?
170 or greater until 5.
170 or greater until 5, Jet for Bravo.
Left heading 220, cleared LS 25 left. Left to 20, cleared LS 25 left, 25 Mike. Uniform connect right radar 134.075.
134.076 exponential.
4 Bravo, contact tower, 119.
Manana, that's Manana, 2 Jet 4 Bravo, bye.
So 4004 in QNH 2137 Lufthansa Go Mike. She Papa Mike, is that correct? Except that's from QNH, but that's first call. First call, Lufthansa Go Mike.
Alpha Tower, 2 Jet 4 Bravo, ILS 25 left.
2 Jet 4 Bravo, Frankfurt, hello, number 2. Frankfurt Tower, die letzte Gewalt auf 4, exit please. Turkish 7 Fox, it's a push.
Knots out, 190 knots ground speed. Very good.
Alexander 3218, identify.
Cabin is secure, let's set them down. Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing.
Say again, about 218. 218, contact Lang radar 120, just move 150.
Terrain noted.
Turkish 7 Fox, it's a located push.
0619, welcome to Frankfurt, taxi right on Mike, Tango, or shut off Tango 4.
Turkish 7 Fox, it's a located push.
Turkish 7 Fox, yes I know, break, Lufthansa 0619, welcome to Frankfurt, taxi right on Mike, Tango, or shut off Tango 4. Mike, Tango 4, Lufthansa 0619.
Ryanair 1026, right, on push.
1803, Sona, runway 25, left, clear.
2 Jet 4 Bravo, runway 25 left, clear to land.
Ryanair 1026, right, sudden push.
Push, back approved, face left.
Push will face west, Ryanair 1026.
Alright, still 180 knots. Let's take the gear down for 15 and land the
That
checklist.
was not for you, that was for Turkish 7 Fox Hotel, push back approved, face left.
Push back approved, facing west, Turkish 7 Fox Hotel.
Okay, start switches, continuous,
Left,
recall,
clear,
what's that?
point, runway 180, Ryanair November.
Okay, that landing gear is still showing. No, landing gear is not coming down. Okay, let's go around and then we'll decide on the further course of action. Go around, flap 15, set go around thrust.
6200 runway 18 by November 7, November 105, November.
Ryanair 1026, 4, start and push.
Ryanair 1026, are you able to stay clear of November?
Stay again 1026.
Ryanair 1026, are you able to stay clear of taxiway November when you're pushing?
Affirmative, Ryanair 1026.
Ryanair 1026.
Okay, positive rate. We'll keep the landing gear where it is.
Facing
Select
west,
down now.
stay clear of November, Ryanair 1026.
That's 5.
Ryanair 1026, actually make that face east if able.
Facing east for Ryanair 1026.
Two Jet 4 Bravo going around. Flaps 1,
Jet 4 Bravo.
speed check.
Sabotage in Namen Lufthansa 2 of Mike, ILS 25, left, off runway 5. Lufthansa 2 Papa Mike, Frankfurt Tower, hello.
Flaps up.
Lufthansa 2 Papa Mike, advise able to accept visual approach runway 257. FM, we are able to bring over to Lufthansa 2 Papa Mike.
Okay, flaps up, no lights.
Report runway 257.
Let's just quickly fly it up to the missed approach altitude and then we'll take our time to figure out what the problem is.
Lufthansa 2 Papa Mike, cleared visual approach runway 25 center, in case of missed approach, climb runway track 5,000 feet. Cleared visual bring over runway 25 center, in case of missed approach, climbing 5,000 feet on runway track, Lufthansa
1 to
2
go.
Papa Mike.
Your vertical speed 1000 please.
Contact Lang radar 125, decimal 350. Over.
125, decimal 35, 2 Jet 4 Bravo, see you later.
Right heading 220 and clear direct 25 left, talk please on right.
Langara, hello, 2 Jet 4 Bravo, going around.
Jet 4 Bravo, hello, climb flight level 7.
2 Jet 4 Bravo, climb flight level 70. Set, Some are checked. Okay, level change. If we still have to do such a long climb, then let's go non-standard, put the automatics on. Command A. Vertical speed 2000. Jet for Bravo, turn left heading 090, and we request to enter or hold somewhere. Jet for Bravo, left 090, and request to enter or hold somewhere to troubleshoot the problem. Okay, heading select. Jet for Bravo, we seem to have a landing gear problem. Request to enter or holding somewhere for troubleshooting.
This for Bravo, Roger, Charlie, hold over Charlie, level 100.
Jet for Bravo, direct Charlie, hold over Charlie, and climb flight level 100. So to Charlie, LNAV, set, 100 checked, level change, set standard. Passing 66, climbing flight level 100. Okay, so let's start with the holding. So Charlie over here, let's have a quick look at the chart. Vertical speed. So the holding is 283 inbound right-hand turns. So 283 with right-hand turns, 1 minute lag time, execute. None available, LNAV. Okay, that's it. One to go. Okay, so state malfunction please. So I have the landing gear lever down with 3 red lights showing, and it seems the landing gear is not moving. Okay, then let's do the disagree non-normal check, the gear disagree non-normal checklist and my radio. Here it is, gear disagree non-normal checklist. Associated with 3 red gear lights, and we have all 3 of them. Are you ready for the condition statement? Okay, condition. The landing gear position disagrees with the landing gear lever position. Yep, that is definitely the case. Note, do not exceed the gear extent limit speed of 270 knots or Mach 0.82. Do not use FMC performance predictions with the gear extended. Alright, that is all understood. Then let's go ahead, choose one. Landing gear lever is up, or landing gear lever is off, or landing gear lever is down. The landing gear lever is down. Okay, go to step 9.
Langley radar, hello, Lufthansa 1 Lima November.
So, step number 9, that is down here. So, check landing gear indicator lights. Note, if a green landing gear indicator light is illuminated on either the center main panel or the overhead panel, the related landing gear is down and locked. Okay, so none of them is illuminated over here. And none of them is illuminated up here either. Let's do a quick light test to make sure the bulbs are actually working. Yeah, the 3 over there are working and the 3 up here are working as well. Okay, so choose one. All landing gear indicate down and locked, and 1 or more red landing gear indicator lights are also illuminated. Or any landing gear is not down and locked. Okay, I would say that it's definitely the second one. Any landing gear is not down and locked. Go to the manual gear extension checklist on page 14.18, and that's the gear disagree non-normal checklist completed. Okay, so with that checklist complete, let's do the after takeoff checklist. Air condition and pressurization is at
Contact
4.4, maintaining,
275
and set. Altimeters, standard, maintaining flight level 100. After takeoff checklist complete. Okay, now let's think about what is happening. Shall we actually do a PIOC? I think that's a good idea, so let's go ahead with it. So what's our problem? Problem is the landing gear is not extending as commanded. Let's gather some information. The landing gear lever is down. The alternate gear extension door is definitely closed. Apart from that, the hydraulic system seems to be looking normal. Yep, the hydraulic system is definitely normal. So, yeah, I'd say it's a failure of the landing gear extension mechanism then. So, which options do we have? Well, we have Frankfurt just around the corner. And of course, we could also go to Hanover, where we have a maintenance base, but we do have maintenance available in Frankfurt as well. Apart from that, we have Stuttgart to the south, Cologne and Düsseldorf to the north. So, before we are going to make a decision, I will actually quickly talk to the cabin and let's see if they have any additional information. Number 1 to the flight deck. Okay, cabin of flight deck number 1 standing by. Cabin of flight deck number 2 standing by. Okay, I've got a NITS briefing for you. Report ready, a copy. Okay, actually before we do the NITS briefing, we do seem to have a problem. We could not extend the landing gear on the arrival. So, did you hear, see, smell anything abnormal? No, Captain, we didn't notice anything abnormal. Okay, thank you. I'm going to call you back with an update. For now, keep the passengers seated. We are going to enter a holding to do some troubleshooting, and we'll call you back. Right, so I would say that our best option is actually to stay here in Frankfurt, and then we'll have to decide on the further course of action and what we're going to do. But before we do that, let's actually try an alternate landing gear extension and see if that one works. Okay, so I think that's actually the best course of action that we can do. So let's go ahead with the manual gear extension non-normal checklist. Before we are going to start with this, be aware that we'll not be able to retract the landing gear again. But looking at our fuel situation, we have sufficient fuel on board that we can reach Frankfurt, even if we extend the landing gear up here in the holding. So, would you agree with me that we should extend the gear in the holding over here? Or do you think we should start an approach and try it on the approach, and then, if it doesn't work, maybe have to go around again? I think, seeing that, seeing the amount of fuel that we have, it's the best course of action that we're going to try it here in the holding. We're close enough to the airport so that we can, at any time, start the approach again. So let's go ahead. Manual gear extension, non-normal checklist. Condition: any of these secure. A landing gear is not down and locked when the landing gear lever is down. The landing gear lever is jammed in the off position. Okay, the first one applies to us. Any landing gear is not down and locked when the landing gear lever is down. So the manual gear extension checklist is applicable here. Note: if a green landing gear indicator light is illuminated on either the center main panel or the overhead panel, the related landing gear is down and locked. We've checked that earlier on. That is not the case at the moment. Landing gear lever off, if possible. Okay, that's landing gear lever off. So, 270 knots or Mach 0.82 maximum. At 220, so that's not a problem. Manual gear extension handle. Manual gear extension handles on the affected gear. That's going to be all three of them pull. The uplock is released when the handle is pulled to its limit. The related landing gear indicator light illuminates, indicating uplock release. Thereafter, we'll have to wait for 15 seconds after the last manual gear extension handle is pulled, and then we'll put the landing gear lever to down if possible. Alright, so are you ready to perform the manual gear extension? I'm ready.
752 descent flight.
Okay, that's our manual gear extension
Descending down to flight level.
door down here.
0, your transfer first.
So let's go ahead. We'll try all three of them. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so wait 15 seconds after the last manual gear extension handle is pulled. Let's start the timer here. Okay, 15 seconds are over. Landing gear lever down if possible.
Climbing 3,800.
Down.
You're on
Check the landing gear indicator lights.
1 out of 5.
Note, if the landing gear lever is in the off position, the red landing gear indicator lights will also be illuminated. It's in the down position. We're still getting one light over here. And we have only 2 lights up here. Okay.
Climb 130 for Ryanair 1026.
So, choose one. All landing gear indicate down and locked, or one or more landing gear do not indicate down and locked. But it looks like one is not indicating down and locked. Okay, go to the partial or all gear up landing checklist on page 14.20. And that's the manual gear extension non-normal checklist completed. So that checklist is down here. Okay, let's quickly check before we're going to start with this checklist. We are now burning roughly 3 tons an hour, so we have like half an hour to our final reserve fuel. So let's go ahead with this checklist. Just keep this one in mind. And let's quickly talk to air traffic control as well.
37 Foxtrot Hotel passing 3,700 for 4,000.
There's 7 Foxtrot Hotel alone, flight level 110.
Climb level 110, 37 Foxtrot Hotel.
Jet 4 Bravo, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Report ready to copy.
4 Bravo, 1 second. Delta 752 descent 5,000 feet, present heading cleared LS 255 right. 5,000 heading, 5,000 feet, present heading and cleared CLS 225 right, your chance 752. Jet 4 Bravo, go ahead.
Jet 4 Bravo, we have a landing gear failure. We are unable to extend the left main landing gear. We will have to do a partial gear up landing. We require the longest runway and emergency services. We have 195 souls on board and fuel remaining for approximately 45 minutes.
Jet 4 Bravo, roger. All copy it, expect ILS 25 center.
Expect ILS 25 center to Jet 4 Bravo, and we call you when we are ready for the approach. We are going to run some more checklists here. Okay, so let's go ahead with the partial all gear up landing non-normal checklists. So, condition. All landing gear are not down and locked after attempting manual gear extension. That is the case. Choose one. Manual gear extension has been attempted, or manual gear extension has not been attempted. It has been attempted. So go to step 2. Brief the crew and passengers on emergency landing and evacuation procedures. Consider burning of fuel to reduce touchdown speed. Plan a flap 40 landing. Set veer at 40. Thereafter we're going to pull the landing gear auto warning circuit breaker and the flight control auto speed brake circuit breaker. Do not arm the auto brake for landing, use manual braking. Do not arm the speed brakes for landing. And that's going to be the checklist complete except deferred items. Let's have a look ahead into the deferred items then. We have a landing procedure review and some additional deferred items before the landing checklist. So before we are going to do this, let's talk to the cabin crew now and tell them what's going on. Number 1 to the flight deck. Cabin to flight deck number 1 standing by. Cabin to flight deck number 2 standing by. Okay, so I have a NITS briefing, report ready to copy. Ready to copy. Alright, nature of the emergency. We are not able to extend all landing gears. Our intentions are to land in Frankfurt. We will take approximately 15 minutes and the SOS demo is required. Please brief the passengers on the emergency landing and evacuation procedures. I'm going to do a public announcement now and please read back. Alright, so we're not able to extend all landing gears. We'll do landing with one landing gear up. 15 minutes towards Frankfurt and the SOS demo is required. Yes, that's correct. I'm going to do the PA now. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please? From the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. You may have noticed that we had to go around from our approach in Frankfurt, and the reason for that was a technical problem with the aircraft. We are not able to extend one of our landing gears. We are going to return towards Frankfurt, where we will land in approximately 15 minutes. The cabin crew is going to give you a briefing on emergency procedures. I would like to ask you to pay full attention, as that is for your own safety. Please follow all the orders of the cabin crew, and we will be on the ground in approximately 15 minutes. Thank you very much for your attention. Okay, so that's the cabin being aware. Now let's go ahead and prepare the aircraft for the ILS approach runway 25 center. Using reserve fuel, that is checked and that is expected. So, I have 25 left over here, but we'll get runway 25 center instead. Using reserve fuel, that is checked. Let's see real quick. We're using 3.2 tons, so we'll set 1.5 as a reminder for the final reserve fuel.
Delta 752, contact tower, 119 decimal 9%. 119 decimal 9 at Evacuation, 752, goodbye.
Okay, are you ready for the approach briefing? I am ready. So, threats for the arrival is aircraft controllability after the landing, so we'll have to stop the airplane on the runway. We cannot use our thrust reversers or our speed brake, so and we'll only have braking on one side, so we're definitely going to need the full runway. We are therefore going to use flap 40, and from here on, flaps 40, we'll try to make the landing soft, and then we'll gently put the remaining engine onto the ground. Alright, that's the threats we have. So, seeing that we're a little bit fuel critical, let's go ahead with the approach. It's going to be a radar vectored ILS approach for runway 25 center, chart 11-6, effective 4th November. Frequency is 111.55, course is 247 on either side. The minimums is 564, that is selected as well. Approach starts at red, going 4,000 feet, that's in the FMC with 180 knots maximum. At 7.1 mile, we are going to check 2,630 feet, that is in the FMC as well. Missed approach straight at Fox Whiskey or 9DME, Fox Romeo Delta, then a right, all 5,000, whichever is later. Then make a right-hand turn towards Taunus VOR. Here we have Taunus and then to Metro, climbing and maintaining 5,000, that's all in. In case we do have to go around for whatever reason, we will be low on fuel, so then we're going to do a visual traffic pattern and come back for an immediate second landing. Alright, so that's pretty much it already. We're going to stop the airplane on the runway, most certainly, and the emergency services are aware. Do you have any further questions on the landing? No, very good. Okay, then let's start once more and get the checklist out again. So, partial or all gear up, landing non-normal checklist. We've chosen one, so consider burning of fuel to reduce touchdown speed, that's what we've done. Plan a flap 40 landing, we've done that. Set VREF 40 is done. Landing gear oral warning circuit breaker is pulled. On flight control, auto speed brake circuit breaker is pulled. Now, these are not simulated, so for those two we'll have to make an exception from our normal following the checklist here. Do not arm the auto brake for landing, use manual braking. Do not arm the speed brakes for landing. Checklist complete except deferred items. Then let's go ahead and read the deferred items descent checklist. Pressurization, land out 350, anti-ice, off, approach brief and fuel, discussed, IS and outbox. So, that's VREF 40, 139, and minimums 564. Deferred items descent checklist complete. Let's tell ATC that we are ready for the approach. Jet 4 Bravo is ready to start the approach.
Jet 4 Bravo descent 4,000 feet.
Descent in the holding 4,000 feet. Jet 4 Bravo. Okay, set. 4,000 feet checked. Then let's go ahead and Jet 4 Bravo, can you confirm the QNH?
Sorry, Jet 4 Bravo, QNH 1009.
QNH 1009 Jet 4 Bravo. Okay, set altimeter 1009, passing 9,600, descending 4,000, no flags, stand by altimeter set. So, then, let's do a frisk check. Frequencies, 111.55. The rings around runway 25 center, 10 and 4. Idents, India Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey, India Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey. Standby instrument set, and the course is 247. Deferred items approach checklist. Altimeters and instruments, second cross checked. Approach rates, checked and set. Deferred approach checklist complete.
Jet 4 Bravo, turn right, heading 360.
Jet 4 Bravo, right heading 360. Okay, heading select. And with a right hand turn onto 360. Right, let's go vertical speed 1000. So, let's do the landing procedure review. Do not extend the speed brake unless stopping distance is critical. When stopping distance is critical, extend the speed brakes after all landing gear, the nose, or the engine nacelle have contacted the runway. So in our case it's going to be the engine nacelle. And I don't expect to actually need the speed brake here. Do not use thrust reversers unless stopping distance is critical. Again, I don't judge that critical, so we are not going to use the thrust reversers. Turn all fuel pump switches off just before the flare. After stopping, do the evacuation checklist if needed. So that might very well be a case, so we'll have a quick review on the evacuation checklist in a moment. Okay, so landing procedure review is complete. Additional deferred items then. APU switch off. Off. Ground proximity gear inhibit switch to gear inhibit. Okay, that's the gear inhibit switch to gear inhibit. When on approach, engine bleeder switches off. This ensures the airplane is depressurized at touchdown. Okay, when we're on the approach. I tend to say we wait until we're down at 4,000 feet, then we're going to turn the switches off. Okay, and that leaves us with the deferred landing checklist open as the last. Okay. We have 900 kilos to go, so that gives us roughly 10 minutes, so should be fine if they vector us in there. To Jet 4 Bravo, minimum fuel.
Jet 4 Bravo.
Right, so now ATC is definitely in the loop.
Lufthansa 19 with Kilo, climb flight level 110.
I'm going to give the cabin crew one more call to advise them about the possible evacuation.
Jet 4 Bravo, turn left heading 320.
Jet 4 Bravo, left heading 320. Okay, so this is the captain speaking. So we are very likely to expect an evacuation after the landing, just to keep you up to date. For the rest of it, we are starting the approach now, should be on the ground in 5 minutes. Brilliant. Can you please confirm that the cabin is secure? Okay, cabin secure. Thank you very much. Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing.
Jet 4 Bravo, turn left heading 280, clear ILS 25 center.
Jet 4 Bravo, left heading 280, clear ILS 25 center.
Jet 4 Bravo, descend 3000 feet to intercept.
Descend 3000 feet to intercept, to Jet 4 Bravo. Okay, set. 3000 checked, vertical speed.
Lufthansa 19 Whiskey, contact Langen, 123, 275.
Extend the center line from the Foxtrot point.
23275,
To Jet 4 Bravo, in case of missed approach, we're going to do a left-hand traffic pattern for a second approach. Flaps 1. Speed check. Sensible indications, approach armed. Flaps 5. Speed checked. Let's set the altitude a little bit lower.
Lufthansa 706 Heavy is ready for departure runway 18.
Localizer capture, Glasgow capture. From heading 247 set.
Das ist dann correct Tower 119 Decimal 9.
5,000 feet for the missed approach is in.
119 Decimal 9, Lufthansa 706.
So, is there anything we could have forgotten? I don't think so. Okay, our fuel situation is looking good for now. 2.5.
2500.
Terrain noted. Jet 4 Bravo established.
Jet 7, Jet 4 Bravo,
That's
correct
15.
Tower 119 Decimal 9.
119.9 to Jet 4 Bravo. Thank you for the help. That warning horn should have been disabled by the circuit breaker, but since that's not
November
simulated,
Lima,
I'm afraid we'll
sequence
have to live with
departure.
it.
Lufthansa 4 November Lima, hold cloud of number 15.
Hotel November 15 with 4 November Lima.
Flaps 25. Alpha Tower low, Mayday 2 Jet 4 Bravo, ILS 25 setup.
To Jet 4 Bravo, Alpha Tower low, wind 130, bring left 125 center, clear center.
Runway 25 center, clear to wind 2 Jet 4 Bravo. Okay, the bleeds are off.
Lufthansa 796.
Flaps 40.
Hold position, cancel takeoff, once again.
Cancel takeoff, Lufthansa 796.
So let's do the deferred items landing checklist. Start switch is continuous. Continuous. Recall checked.
Right via November 1.
Checked. Speed brake down to 10.
Right via November 10.
Down to
and
10.
then I give out back onto Lima.
Landing gear. Yeah.
Sorry.
2 down, 2 green. Auto brakes off. Off. Flaps 40-40 green light. We have 40-40 green light. Landing lights on. On. Deferred items, land check is complete. Okay, fuel pump's going off. Master caution fuel is associated.
We're at 4 November Lima, continue taxi.
Continue taxi 4 November
Manual
Lima.
flight.
First.
Checked. Continue. I'm going on below glide intentionally.
Nice landing, as always.
Okay, using a little bit of braking on the right hand side.
Station calling, unreadable, only noise.
Okay, that does not look good. Looks like we may have broken something mechanical in the aircraft. Let's go. What do you think? Shall we evacuate? Yes, let's evacuate. Okay, so evacuation.
Bravo, emergency vehicles joining via Lima 9 out, Lima 13.
Evacuation checklist. Condition evacuation is needed. Park and brake set. Set. Speed brake lever down. Down. Flap lever 40. 40. Pressurization mode selector manual. Manual. If time allows, verify that the outflow valve switch, hold and open until the outflow valve shows fully open to depressurize the plane.
968 radio check.
So that's an open. So, if time allows, verify that the flaps are at 40 before the engine start levers are moved to cutoff. Flaps are at 40. So, engine start levers both cut off.
Information Foxtrot
Cut off.
correct. Startup approved. Cleared.
Advise the cabin to evacuate.
Via Oboka 3 whiskey.
This is an emergency. Evacuate the aircraft using all available exits. This is an emergency. Evacuate the aircraft using all available exits. Advise the tower. Well, he's busy right now, so engine and APU fire switches all, override and pull.
By the SID, flight level 070 and the squawk is 2001, Lufthansa 968.
If an engine fire or APU fire is observed or indicated, illuminate fire switch, rotate to the stop and hold for 1 second. Okay, there is nothing indicated down here. Mayday 2 Jet 4 Bravo evacuating on the runway.
Jet 4 Bravo, roger, emergency vehicles already approaching. Alright
guys, this concludes our landing gear emergency. I hope you found this one interesting. If you did, please let me know in the comments below, subscribe to the channel and leave a like for the video. And if you really want to support the channel, I'm always happy for a donation through the Buy Me Coffee link that you can find in the video description below. For now, thank you very much for your attention. I hope that you have enjoyed the video, and I am looking forward to see you all again, hopefully very soon. Thank you very much for your attention, and have a good evening.